3 years later, and I have returned to the one and only Indiana beach. I have not been able to express any of my thoughts and opinions as that video that I created back in 2021 never came about. But we're here, we're gonna have some all new fresh thoughts, especially since right here next to me, these two have never been to Indiana Beach. So for at least, this is gonna be Holly's first time out at Indiana amusement park, as she's yet to go to Holiday World. And then Kaylee finally gets the other big Indiana theme park or amusement park,
I'm excited.
which is Indiana Beach. So I always love coming in this way into the park because you get one of the best grand vistas you'll ever see at a park. It's also some of the most perfect weather too. There's a nice breeze. It's about 85 degrees. It feels good. We're gonna go ahead and get in the park so we can get some credits. I got 2 new credits to get, while Kaylee has a bunch.
I have all of them.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Let's have
go.
some fun. .507 acquired on Cyclone. It's a fun little thing. Very smooth, very fun. I like that a lot, actually. It hits more a little home for me because as someone that grew up going to King's Dominion, it's cool to actually ride a ride that I was never around for, but it was a part of King's Dominion's history. That isn't the exact ride, but it's the same model. So overall, really fun. So now we're gonna go take Kaylee on my personal favorite ride here, right behind us, and that is the Cornball Express. It is a incredible wooden roller coaster, especially if you ride in the front row, in my opinion. So we're gonna go check it out. Best word that I could describe this ride is pure jank. That's 2 words, but still, it's just jank.
Yeah, it's nothing but jank over there.
It's fun though, it's fun. I get what they mean by the shuffle. The worst shuffle is definitely going to be right before the first loop. Other than that, the shuffles are very, very tolerable. And as long as you tense up and prepare yourself for them and make sure those shoulder pads are good to go, then you're fine. They do, at least on me, they rub my shoulder, so it was never a neck issue, was that, but even then my head still did this.
Yeah,
but
as long as you like push yourself up against the padding and stuff, you're pretty much fine.
Yeah, because we just, well, granted, we don't ride second rows on most coasts anyway. We just do the front of each car, but we did the front row and then the front row of the last car, and we enjoyed it. I think it's definitely the weakest Schwarzkopf. I think I'll put this over Scorpion if I'm really going to compare it with other Schwarzkopfs. but it's still a very fun ride, and those loops are still just as cool. In fact, I would say these loops are a little bit unique because of how much slower you go through them compared to other Schwarzkopf loops.
Agree,
especially on the last loop, you actually get a little bit of hang time, which is different. You kind of stall a little bit. But I guess when I ride this, I'm thinking of Olympia looping in my head because I've ridden Olympia looping coaster, which also got me prepared for these restraints that are on here. So I kind of knew what I was getting myself into. But
it was interesting.
all that aside, I think it's really cool that Indiana Beach decided to purchase this ride and decide to re-enhance it, give it some new life, and I appreciate that. I've noticed that recently it seems like the owner, Gene Staples, wanted to take old school classic rides that people grew up with in the 70s and 80s and bring them to life here, because you can get that with Cyclone, and now you have it here with, I want to say Camaro, but no, it's all American triple loop. So I think it's cool that they're giving new life to this ride, so I'm glad it does exist. As much as I'm not a fan of the over-shoulder restraints, it is what it is. Still a fun ride, and I'll definitely do it every time I come to Indiana Beach. So
Agreed, yeah.
You like it?
It's a fun ride. Yeah, definitely. My first time doing those kinds of restraints, which is weird in my opinion, but it's a really fun ride, and
yeah, it's really fun. Are you ready to do your first ever Beyond vertical drop?
yeah. I'm ready.
Well, you've done a vertical drop before.
I've done shell
but
raiser.
This is still a lot of fun. It's time for the hog. Steel hogs. Oh, that's much better than I remember when I rode in 2021. I think I was just so frustrated that this wasn't El Loco in Las Vegas that I think I was just kind of like disappointed, because El Loco, I do still prefer that ride, because that is just lap bars only, but this is still a lot of fun actually.
Yeah, this was extremely fun for me.
Maybe it's because we just rode American triple looping first, so riding this one afterwards was a much better experience. So
Agreed.
This is definitely second best in the park, and then I think triple loop, but we still got the other coasters for Kaylee to go do. So, but yeah, Steel Hog was a lot of fun.
Let's go.
Yeah, I really like it. What do you think? Your first ever Beyond vertical drop. What'd you think of it?
Feels weird.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting.
It looks fun, but
It's the smallest version too, so the other ones, the drop lasts much longer compared to that one, but still cool. But yeah, we're kind of done with this area now. The park closes in roughly about an hour.
50 minutes.
50 minutes? Okay, cool. But we're gonna now do the other, well, we got two more woodies to do. The next one is gonna be Hoosier Hurricane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get the hate for Hoosier.
Yeah, it's good, but it's definitely jank.
That one turn, that on the turnaround, the drop right before it is pretty bad. But on that, it really wasn't that bad. I mean, yeah, there's no airtime, and some of the drops you kind of feel like you're coming out of your seat a little bit, but still fun. Still a fun ride.
Yeah, it's really good.
Some of the words that people would describe this ride, I think, are way over bloated in my opinion, but definitely for sure when it comes to the woodies here, at least the two big woodies, Cornball is where it's at. These two have never done a Jetstar before, let alone the Jetstar 2. That's not a Jetstar. Barracuda is a Flitzer. But so you're gonna do an actual Jetstar. This is the original model. The one at Laguna is a Jetstar 2, and Whizzer is whatever its thing is.
Whizzer.
Yeah. So you get to do least the first model. It's super
and then
fun.
I'll do Wizard.
So let's see what you think of Tiger.
Friday, yeah. Lost Coaster. Hi.
So what did you think of your first ever Jetstar model?
It was interesting. It was very interesting.
Fair enough.
The way we sat, I'm taller than Charles.
Her legs
so
were like buckled.
I legit had to keep my knee outside of the car
My bad.
in order for me to have my knees.
I should have thought about that there wouldn't be enough room, but I wasn't thinking about it.
You need to do the coaster.
Anyway, we've almost done every single coaster. Our final one here is Lost Coaster Superstition Mountain. Are you ready, Kales?
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
For one of the most interesting roller coasters ever built. Whew. This park is absolutely gorgeous at night. It really feels like a beachside park, which is what I love. Now these are some crispy fries.
These are good.
Ooh. They are crispy. Also, apparently the walking taco here is legendary, just like it's Knoebel. So I'm curious for myself what we got going on here. Ooh, yeah, that's good. All right.
I wanted to try something.
That's a classic. Oh, you want to do the Wendy's method?
It's so good no matter what.
Wait, I gotta do the Wendy's method. Wendy's version's better, but that's still awesome.
It is. It's definitely better, but this is still good regardless.
Oh yeah, for sure. Update. This is actually really tasty. I see why people really like the walking taco here. Holy smokes, that's good. Well, the park is now closed. We've had some fun time. Kaylee, how was your ride on Lost Coaster?
Oh, it's so cool. That was such an interesting ride.
Yeah, that is definitely the marquee attraction here. Even though Cornball Express will always be my personal favorite here, I can understand why everybody loves Lost Coaster.
It's so unique, so that's why. Like, I get it, it was a dark coaster, it was a dark ride before, but just turning it into a dark coaster, just turning it into a coaster like that, that's really cool that they tried to keep some of the ride. So, I like that.
Yeah, it's cute. And what was our last ride like? Did we get a rollback?
Yeah, we did.
We got a rollback at the very end. I'm not going to go into
Yeah,
detail
we're
on
not.
it, but still really cool.
That was
And the
so
nerd in me was
cool.
just having so much fun. We got the whole ride, so we rolled back right at the brake run.
We literally
So
got to
we-
the very end. and
We
it was
did.
just
We
like,
did everything. So, and then afterwards, we had just a little bit of time. What's cool is some of the food places will actually stay open until closing.
Yeah.
So we were able to get some soft serve, which is really good here. And I heard that the walking taco was really good here. And yeah, that was pretty good. And
Yeah, their fries were really fresh and really, oh my gosh, crisp.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
yeah, so it's honestly, I'm really glad I came back to this park. I needed my redemption here.
That's a fact.
So Indiana Beach.
It was.
It's an interesting place.
It is.
Let's get your thoughts real quick, Kaylee. Since this is your first time, what did you think of Indiana Beach?
It's a nice little park. It's a cute little park for what it is.
Yeah, I would say so too. If you are used to corporate parks or more well-built-out parks, this is going to take you out of it. I remember that's how I was when I first came here. I had a different way of viewing the world in 2021 than compared to now. If you go in with the right expectation with this park is actually a lot of fun because there's a lot to do, and this park is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Park is absolutely beautiful.
That's a fact. As soon as you go over that bridge and you just look over at the coasters and stuff and you just see everything all at once, it's just like, wow.
I think it doesn't help that we're spoiled by Knoebels. Knoebels is nearby, and so we know what a small family-owned park can be. And we got to not have those expectations for here. I'm not saying this park is bad. We're not saying this park is bad. It's just different. Most of the rides here are incredibly janky.
They really are.
For better or for worse, it's still unique. It's still cool. I like that they're revitalizing old school rides like American Triple Loop and Cyclone. Triple Loop may not be the most smooth coaster out there, but it was still a lot of fun. And because I've ridden other Schwarzkopf, especially like Olympian looping, I knew what I was getting myself into.
I didn't.
Cornball is a lot of fun. Hoosier is mid, but I think it's a little overhated. It's just the one turnaround that's just rough, man. But other than that, it's fine. And then, of course, the most unique coaster here is Lost Coaster.
Oh my goodness, that was so fun.
That's so cool. And then there's a bunch of really cool flat rides here. I love that a lot of stuff is over the water. There's barely anything on land here. Everything is over a dock.
Well, except for Tiger.
Well, yeah, Tiger's on top of a building. They've really, I think a lot of what's also really cool about this place is how intricate the rides are around each other. I mean, look at the layout of Cornball Express and where that sits. It is just rides on top of rides on top of rides. They've really tried to use as much space as possible. So there's just a lot of unique stuff going on. But one of the other things that we've kind of mentioned with Indiana Beach is it's a very laid-back atmosphere.
It is.
We're just pointing that out there, that the culture is a little bit different here at Indiana Beach, especially if you're coming from Holiday World. Where Holiday World and Indiana Beach, the cultures of each of the different parks are extremely different. One last thing I'll mention, and that is, if you guys remember, this park was at one point was closed for good, and it was eventually revitalized by Gene Staples. I'm really glad that this park still exists.
I agree.
As much as it's a different park and it's not the most extraordinary thing ever, it is a really cool local park that clearly the locals in this area absolutely love and people will definitely come to. And we definitely recommend checking it out. Obviously for us, we'll come to this park whenever we get a chance to come here every now and then because it's cool and we get to spend some time. I really enjoy it and I would love to get some more rides on all the coasters here.
Oh, same.
So I just want to commend all the people that work here and that are putting their effort each and every day to make this place really fun for guests to enjoy. And while this isn't the greatest park out there, stuff like that, there was a lot of fun to do here, and we enjoyed our time. There's a lot of stuff to enjoy here. So
we were only able to do stuff for the last 2.5 hours.
Yeah, we didn't get here till around 7:30, and the park closed at 10, which is really nice. They have some great operating hours here, but thankfully, because of the light crowds, we were able to get every single coaster done right at the nick of time too, because we were the last ride ever on Lost Coaster.
And the crazy part is, Lost Coaster went down before we got on, and they were like, "Oh, it may not open at all for the rest of the night." So we were like,
"Yeah," but they approved it. They approved it, and so we were able to get on, and then right after that, it closed for the rest of the night. So
yeah, pretty much.
Luck was on our side for that. But anyway, that's going to do it here. We're going to go ahead and head out. Yeah. But I'm really glad I got to come back to this park, and I got to share the park with you. So, and I'm glad you had a good time. So, good park. Definitely recommend it. Just have your expectations in check when coming here.
Definitely.
So, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video if you did enjoy it. And if you found yourself coming back to the channel and you have yet to hit that subscribe button, I'd really appreciate it if you do. It helps the channel out greatly. So, thank you guys so much for watching as always. And as always, roller coaster fanatics, keep coasting.